This has got to be one of the coolest jet ever to have existed. As habitual line crosser would say, would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. Go check out Fiddlers Green at fiddlersgreen.net for incredible bargain on all your paper models. And here we have the incredible F-22 Lightning II. As you can see, this is a YF-22 Lightning, the fuselage, the cockpit area, and the wheel landing gear, of course. And the second sheet has the lower half of the fuselage with a wing, tailplane, and fin, and canopy. This is deceptively simple. Let's see how it turns out. And here we have the plan of how to put the thing together. So there's a lot of folding involved. This should be interesting. So let's look at the tools needed. Aleene's tacky glue, my favorite, can't talk about it enough. Super glue, any type of cheap glue. My general purpose tool for gluing, my X-Acto knife, my tweezers. I can't talk enough about these tweezers, love them. My steel rule for cutting, my scissors, all round star in cutting, my cutter for these, the toothpick. You'd be surprised at the use of those, and any cake decorating tool. And this is it pretty much. As usual, we start with cutting out the parts. Why? I keep saying I cut the parts out so I can focus on what I'm working on. There's no real advantage to some people to doing it. This is mine. Some people just cut the piece they need out of the card and focus on it. I just cut all the pieces. And this is it. So when we're starting the upper fuselage assembly, we're going to take our time to start slicing all the excess paper away. Okay, and this is where it's important to make sure you follow the curve. For example, this bend here, you see I'm using the tweezer sharp point to score, bend under, and this part you see I bend under, that's supposed to be bent out, but later for that. Slight roll in the center with our brush handle, and then we glue the front. So this is very important that we get that aligned. Now that I've dealt with that, the lower fuselage assembly, this is going to take some time. It's very important we get it right. So first we score with our tweezer all the fold lines. We go through carefully and locate all those lines that we're going to bend to create the shape of our fighter. Then we're going to cut the excess away. Look at this baby. And then when we fold the glue tab joints, we're going to take our ruler, fold along the lines we score, then we flip over, fold for the engine bay area. You see it coming together? Just put a slight bend on the tail so that it goes together a little easier. And you notice I'm putting glue not on the tab, but on the panel. Then we just join both sides. I didn't show it here, but to secure it, you can then just dab a little super glue on the inside. That will hold it together. So here's the interesting part. The fuselage integration. We are going to make sure, you see this now, what I flipped under, so I'm flipping it out, and you see it says that part is what will go under the wing, and then that part here is where it joins. So this is a part we're going to focus on to make sure we get it right. So the part here where we'll bend, we're going to put multiple slices in it. And then we're going to put a little glue there, because you see it's a multi-angle, or I should say a slight bend in it. So that's why I put the slices there, so it conforms to it. So we're going to align the front properly. Nice. Then we're going to slide those part under the wing. We glue the edges of the wing. You notice I'm putting glue on the edges only, and then I use a steel rule to flatten the glue area, the tail surface. Repeat the same on the other side. Nice. Nice. Look at that. Look at that. Of course, we just trim a little bit. Put a little glue on that tab. And bam, we have ourselves the F-22 slowly taking shape. Now, of course, I put a little toothpick in, and that is to strengthen it. We adjust accordingly. That works. Good. We then put our glue again on the upper surface of the wing panel and join both sides. What isn't shown is that I just put a little bit of super glue on the toothpick on the inside to hold it. Once the main wing is completed, we then repeat the same with the stabilizer. Clip off whatever excess is there, but we join the stabilizer together. It would be good to remember to paint the inside of your engine at this point, because that's important, yeah? And that's it. We have the shape coming on. Look at that. Pretty nice. The cockpit assembly, I made a radical change to this, okay? So you don't have to follow this, but this is my way of trying to make it look a little more realistic. So follow me. We're going to cut out all the excess paper again as usual. Repeat the top to the upper half of that. Now remember, this has many curves in it, okay? So once we cut out, we're going to now score again using the tweezer sharp end. Okay? Fold under. Everything this time folds under. And we're going to roll the upper surface of that cockpit area. Roll the back. And then this part we roll, we're going to join. Alright? Just like this. And then repeat the process with the lower half. We're going to use our ruler to just do a slight fold there. Roll it. This is just to give it a little compound curve to help with the shaping of the lower part of the cockpit area. Then we're going to join this area. That area there is what will take the nose wheel gear. So put a little glue there, join it. And even when I have the tweezer there, it's a nice time to reinforce that bend we put in. And then look at what I'm doing here. You see I'm putting more cuts in the fold tabs. This is to help with it having a little more compound curve. Now I'm gluing just those two tabs alone, nothing else, to hold the front end. So instead of putting it on the main fuselage, I am just joining the two half here from get-go. This is where we are going away from the instruction. Once we align those, we just put a little glue on the tip and then repeat the process on the other side. And that's it. That's it. We're not doing anything more than that. Put glue on the third tab, not on the last one. Pay attention to that. We're not gluing the last one. Just the third tab, we leave the last one later. And look at me now gutting this. You see, I'm cutting. Look carefully at what I'm doing. This is how I joined the main fuselage to the cockpit area. That is how I got the model looking very symmetrical. We just use the tweezer now to just align everything, just check for the fit, and then we glue everything in place once we're done. Starting with the top first, and then the underside we secure using our Alene tacky glue, the engine inlet to the bottom of the fuselage, just like that. Super glue on the inside to hold everything in place. And there you have a great looking F-22 Raptor coming from the production line looking good. The canopy assembly is typical like how we do our other jet. We're going to cut this out carefully, and then you see me do this new thing where I cut a little beyond the line there, and then I'm putting multiple slices across. Now this helps me to form a more rounded canopy. So using the brush handle, we roll the canopy both ways, and you see those slices what I put? Later on you're going to see how it comes into play. Lock everything up on the four corners, just like we do with all our other cockpits in the series here. And because of those little lines, I can use a cake decorating tool to form the curve a lot better. And pretty much that is it. And we join the canopy to the cockpit area. Nice, deadly looking aircraft. So let's give her some tail. Fin assembly is supposed to be simple and straightforward. What I like about this model is this is upgradable. I can see somebody redesigning this, even the designer, if they're still around, redesigning this and updating it to the actual F-22A that's in production, that's almost now going to go out of existence. Can you imagine a 5th gen fighter like this being superseded by a 6th gen? Here you see me using toothpick now to check the angles, then super glue and lock these two toothpick into place, because those will take our tail fin, yes, put some glue on the base of the fin and slide into place. Beautiful model. And then we just simply repeat the same for the next side. When you're joining panels, find a flat surface to make sure when you're pressing it's not warped on tail end where the glue is a little damp, yes? And there you go. Let's put the test Pitot tube in it, and yeah, getting close to the end of this baby. Here, I just simply took a toothpick, I took my X-Acto blade, and with extreme care, I whittle it down to that, cut it, put a little slice in the nose, put that there, find the correct angle, little super glue, and that's it. Done. Very simple. Paint it silver when we're completed. The landing gear assembly and installation, this one here, supposed to be pretty straightforward. Like any of the little bit later models, you find like the landing gear is a lot more compound. We cut out, we roll where the thread is, we glue the tip together, and then we just fold up the wheel profile into it, and I'm using a toothpick to lock into place. Now what I didn't show is once I lock this into place, I tilt the wheel at an angle, okay? Because remember, the wheel come out at an angle, not straight down. So we put a little tilt on it. Nose gear, we repeat the same thing as we did for the main landing gear. And once we're sure that that is fine, we put a slice of toothpick there, lock it and super glue into place, and then we look now to attach to the fuselage. See those two dark slots? Put holes in there, and we put our main landing gear in. You notice it at an angle, and then we put the same thing for the nose gear and lock that into place. And pretty much we are done. This is our Raptor. Let's just join the tail end there a bit. We'll put the little fold on the tail end engine, and it's only the center piece there we're locking together, and that's it. Finishing the baby, this is where the magic comes in. Okay guys, find the closest match you can to the color that's there, and then we're going to paint all the edges. So all those black guidelines for when we're cutting, we're going to try and paint them out, okay? And then use a cotton swab, if you have it, to just wipe the edges slightly, blend the colors into the body. We do the same with the leading edge with a darker color, and that's it for your model. This is how you bring your Raptor alive, and it looks like this. This was built in one evening, and the results are beautiful. And there you have it. Thanks so much to my Patreon sponsors, and thank you for joining me every week. So until then, my friends, take care, walk good, and as always, you know it, one love.